Longevity or anti-aging, are they same? Now, when we think of anti-aging, we typically think of creams, vitamins, and Botox injections, anything that makes us look younger. However, few of us know that you could look younger than your chronological age, yet your biological age could still be increasing rapidly. And that's what today's video is going to be all about. And it will be an eye-opener when you finally get to the end. Now, there's a big difference between how we use anti-aging and longevity. And understanding that difference can literally change your life. Longevity isn't just anti-aging. Simply understanding that difference alone can change the way you age, how you feel, and how you live. So let's understand first, where did this anti-aging word come? The anti-aging originally came from the medical background. We used to refer it to reverse aging or prolonging aging. Now, over time, however, it migrated towards the cosmetic world and towards a more surface level treatments. And today, most people associate anti-aging with either wrinkle reduction, skin tightening, hair restoration, or even aesthetic procedures. And again, I want to emphasize there is absolutely nothing wrong with these interventions, as they make us look young and feel good. But the problem here is that they only treat the outward symptoms, or what we can visually see, and do not address the main underlying metabolic, hormonal, or cellular issues. So now let's understand some terms like medical aging and longevity. So what is medical aging? Now, medicine defines aging as occurring inside the body, and this biological process starts long before we can visibly see its effects. What is longevity? Now, longevity is defined as the prolongation of lifespan through the extension of health span. What do we mean by this health span? It's the years you live in good health with normal physical and mental function. So longevity medicine focuses on areas like metabolic efficiency, muscle and bone preservations, cardiovascular resilience, cognitive function, immune competence, and even hormonal balance. So if I want to put it in simple terms, for anti-aging, ask yourself the question, how young do I look? For longevity, ask the question, how well are my body systems functioning? So why is aging not random? Why do some people look and feel older faster than their chronological age? Medical research has identified the biological mechanism behind aging, and these are called the hallmarks of aging. And they have been extensively researched and documented in leading scientific journals and now in many medical textbooks. And these hallmarks include DNA damage, telomere shortening, mitochondrial dysfunction, insulin resistance, chronic inflammation, immune decline, and some more. Now, these biological changes often start years before we notice the physical effects of aging. For example, a person may appear young, yet have developed conditions like diabetes, heart diseases, or even dementia due to their biological age progressing rapidly. As a clinician, I often see this frequently. A patient will typically present to a clinic with complaints of either persistent fatigue, poor recovery, brain fog, or unexplained weight gain, or even just frequent illnesses, while they look healthy from the outside. Something obviously is amiss over here. And when I do a medical evaluation, most of the times we identify it could be insulin resistance, low muscle mass, elevated inflammatory markers, a hormonal imbalance, or just an early metabolic syndrome. These are not cosmetic issues. These are issues related to longevity. So, can we improve an appearance? While yes, improving appearance is possible, but if your metabolism is unhealthy, your muscles are weakening, your inflammation is elevated, your sleep quality is poor, regardless of how young you appear, your biological age continues to increase fast. This is why focusing solely on anti-aging creates a false impression of health. Longevity medicine evaluates the underlying structures responsible for the way we age. So now if we understand this difference, let's discuss more. What does longevity medicine look at? So in longevity medicine, we examine the fundamental components of our bodies that contribute to the aging process. And these include like looking at your blood biomarkers, movement, nutrition, sleep, stress. And these guide us to some of the primary scientific approach we take in longevity medicine, which are the metabolic health, which can be basic on maintaining low insulin levels, regulating blood sugar, and maintaining a healthy cholesterol level. Your muscle and strength. Now, muscle is a longevity organ, that assists with glucose regulation, hormone production, and immune function. So, preserving that is important. Look at the cardiovascular fitness. For example, a simple VO2 max is considered one among the predictors of how long and how well you will live. Cellular repair and autophagy. Now, autophagy is how the cells recycle damaged parts to stay healthy. Exercise, fasting, and adequate sleep stimulate this autophagic response and they facilitate cellular renewal. Then we also look at immune health. Now, essential for preventing chronic inflammation and preventing the degradation of immune function with age. Again, these pillars are not trendy, they are based on decades of medical research. Then, next, briefly, let's talk on using regenerative and integrative therapies responsibly within the scope of longevity medicine. While these therapies are a useful adjunct to a comprehensive regime, I do recommend they should not be relied upon as a replacement for healthy lifestyle habits. Now, these therapies could include metabolic optimization, targeted nutritional supplementation, strength training, sleep regulation, stress management, therapies like regenerative therapies, peptide, immune modulation therapies, and many more. So, in the upcoming videos, I'll speak on detail on each type of therapies. Now, these therapies are intended to promote your biological healing and resilience. Remember, when your biology is optimized, appearance often follows, and not the other way around. Now, I have to mention that we are undergoing a big shift in the medical world. The focus is now shifting from reacting to a disease to proactively optimizing health. And longevity medicine brings together clinical care, prevention, and regenerative science to extend healthy years of life. It's not about living forever, it's about living better for longer. I want to end this video by one important takeaway message that anti aging focuses more on appearances, but longevity focuses on function. And that's what determines how you will live, how you age, and how independent you remain. On this channel, I'll continue to sharing insights into longevity, metabolism, and regenerative medicine based on real science and a lot of real clinical experience. If this content was useful, please subscribe to support our work. Thank you for being here.